Hello, hello. Welcome. We are going to get started in just a second. I need to... Hello. Welcome to Just Thrive. Yes, welcome. We are getting started in just a second. While we are waiting, go ahead and tap where you are calling it or watching in from. We're not calling, where you're watching in from, so I know where everybody is coming from. So this is going to be an interactive active talk show, so don't be afraid to hit the comments, don't be afraid to hit the likes, the hearts, the laughter, any of those things. So we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go and also do a watch party while I'm here to bring more people in. If I can, no, that's over here. If I can do that. So happy Tuesday. Yes. I don't see. I think that's maybe all this stuff is coming up on my computer. But I will do the watch party in a minute. Welcome. Thank you for joining Just Thrive. So the beginning of this year, I set a goal for myself to go live again. So I'm like stepping out my comfort zone, trying to do more. And as you can see, yes, I have on my Eagles jersey because I'm so excited about Deshaun Jackson coming back home. So anyway, back to the subject. Texas, hello from Texas. Yes, Maryland, Virginia. Howdy, everybody. Howdy. I said howdy. So anyway, the beginning of this year, I went in and decided that I was going to go live more. And so I didn't know what I wanted to go live to do. I was just kind of thinking, I knew I needed to get more practice, more exposure. So, it kind of took me some time, I guess so, because now it's March, right? And I'm just getting started. So I went back and I started thinking about, I think I was watching TV one day, reality TV. And anybody that knows me knows I just want to be on one of the reality TV shows. I don't really qualify for any Real Housewives or Love and Hip Hop, Married to Medicine. What's the new one that I saw? Love and Marriage. I think it's called Love and Marriage Alabama, something like that. Then I saw WAGs. Has anybody heard of WAGs? I saw that. It was kind of interesting. WAGs stand for Wives and Girlfriends of Professional Athletes. So, maybe one day and, I can get on that one. Who knows? But I'm like, I don't really qualify for any of those. So I started thinking about growing up, how I always wanted to be on TV, and that still hasn't left. So I was thinking, man, when I was growing up, we didn't have all of these reality TV shows. We had talk shows, right? Who remembers the talk shows? I mean, I would come home from school, get excited about watching Ricky Lake or Montel Williams. Oh, I'm telling my age, right? This was like in the 90s. Jenny Jones, who remembers these? Geraldo, Sally Jesse Raphael, all of these shows that I was just so excited about watching. I'm like, I'm going to be on there one day. I can be a host or I can be a guest, or I just wanted to be on TV, right? So I go in and I'm like, they don't really have those anymore. Oh, they do have, do they still have Jerry Springer? That used to be the show back in the day. Jerry Springer and Maury. Who watched those? Oh my goodness. I still watch Maury. Maury comes on at 9 o'clock in the morning. So if it's a day that I'm at home, I have to see a little bit of drama. We all need a little bit of drama in our life. So I will watch Maury, but I was like, okay, well, since I can't be on a talk show. I can have my own live talk show. That is the good thing about technology now, is that I can have my own talk show. I can bring people in and talk to them or whatever the case might be. So we might talk about, sports, or, well, I don't really know a lot about sports, but I know a few things. I know that Deshaun Jackson is coming back home. I do know that. So I was a big Deshaun Jackson fan. And so then when he went to the Redskins, I was so sad when he left the Eagles and he went to the Redskins. And so, yes, I did get a Redskins jersey. No, I do not like the Redskins at all, but I got a Redskins jersey because it was Deshaun Jackson's and I had to support him. I didn't get one for Tampa Bay. It was just something that wasn't right about him at that time. And I was like, I'm not getting another one. But I was so glad when he left the Redskins, because I was like, I can burn that jersey, because I am not a Redskins fan at all. Yes, I live in a Redskins nation, but here we go. I'm an Eagles, I'm a Steelers, and I'm a Saints fan. Yes, I have 3 teams, and I can, because if I want to, I can have them. So we might talk a little bit about sports. Like, you see I have my jersey on, so I'm just like gloating right now. I'm super excited. This is like a dream come true. I've been waiting for this moment since he left. Like, I was like, come back home. We need you, come back home. And although Foles is gone, I thought that they were a good pair, but he's back home and we still have Wentz, which is fine with me. So we might talk about some sports or whatever is going on, like AAF is going on. Has anybody watched the AAF? I actually really like it. It's not as interesting yet as the NFL, but it catches my attention. It's football during this time. Sometimes I have to divide my time between football and basketball, but that is perfectly fine with me, because those are 2 sports that I like. So no, I don't really know. I don't know where like Lifetime is and all of that stuff, but I know where all the ESPNs are and all the NFL and NBA channels and all of those things. I know where all of those are. I'm a sports person, so I love to do that. So yes, as you can see, so we could be talking about sports, we could be talking about things that are going on in the news, whatever you're chatting in the box and you're asking me about and making comments, we will be talking about there. So don't be afraid to leave the comments, or if you're laughing, go ahead and hit that laugh button or heart or thumbs up or whatever the case might be. So it's just not me talking, it's like an interaction. So I am excited about that. So we also will have guests. So today was the first show that I'm doing like the season premiere. Is it season premiere? Something like that, where you have your first show. So that was today. I wanted to come in, introduce you, welcome to Just Thrive, and let you know what's going on. And so then I will have guests that will come on, and these guests are people that are movers and shakers. They are out there doing the thing, and they have adapted the principles of Thrive. And so if you watch my Thriving Thursdays, you know what Thrive stands for. Trust the process, highlight all wins, receive guidance, invest in yourself, vacate negativity, and evaluate your goals. And so this is a platform that I will bring different, guests in. And so we're going to talk about their story, the initiatives that they have going on, whatever the case might be. And so that will start next week. So my first guest, I'm super excited about my first guest. This is a day one, A1, started from the bottom, now we here type of friend. Like, this friend has been there. We've been friends since the eighth grade, eighth grade, middle school, in Newport News, Virginia. We've been friends since then. So we know the good, the bad, the ugly, the hilarious, the cries, the laughs, all of that about each other. And so it was an honor for me to ask her to be there as my first guest because she has supported me along the way. Everything that I do, she is there to support. She buys the shirt, she buys the notebook, she buys whatever. She is the first one logging in when I have my live videos. Her and her husband, or they both coming in, logging in. And so it was an honor for me to ask her to be my first guest. So next week she will be premiered as my first guest. And then each week I will have a different person coming on, telling their story, their journey, and all of those things. And so I am so excited. Let me tell you some more exciting news. So because I'm trying to work on this. I'm a work in progress. So I'm working on this. So before I started my Thriving Thursdays in October, I was, kind of to myself, stayed in the corner, all of those things. Not really a visual type of person. I can go out and I don't mind just sitting there and just being in the corner and just observing. And so I stepped out my comfort zone and started these live videos. So I go back and watch the videos from the beginning and I see the progression that's going on, that I've developed into or continue to develop because I'm a work in progress. And actually that is going to be my topic this week on Thriving Thursdays. So don't forget to join on Thursday at 7:30. I'm talking about being a work in progress. And so, what happened is that I actually can't see my comments. What happened is I was taking a training today and it was called Managing Difficult Conversations. And normally in trainings or classes or any type of settings, I don't change. I am sitting in there. Do not call on me. Do not look in my direction. I'm taking the notes. I'm getting the nuggets. That's all that I need. And then I leave out. Nobody really needs to know that I am there. But today in the class, what happened? So the instructor wanted us to go around and say our names, give a little introduction. I said, yes, this is my time. I am going to project my voice. I am going to, speak with confidence, and I'm going to tell about myself. I did that. Like, nobody was saying, we can't hear you. What did you say? Like, I really projected my voice and I introduced myself. I also engaged in conversations, not just in the group conversations because we had little group assignments for the tables that we were sitting in. But when the instructor was talking and, was asking ideas or opinions, guess who raised their hand? I did. I raised my hand and I said stuff in class. I was so proud of myself for the work that I did. So this just shows you that I am growing. I am a work in progress. So now I have my own talk show. It's Facebook Live, but it's my own talk show. This is new technology and this is what we have. We don't have to be on TV. We have Facebook Live. And so now I can have my dream come true. Now my list is I need a production team and I need a personal stylist and a personal assistant. I'm trying to move up and be, do big things in this world. And so, if they can have it on TV, why can't I set myself up and have it? Because now I have my own TV show right here on Facebook. And so how did I come up with Just Thrive? So I was thinking of some names. I went to my board of advisors, different friends and family, and I said, what about this name? I want to have a talk show. What about this name? And do you have any suggestions? So they would send back, and it was like a couple of days. I sent this to like 6 people. It was like a couple of days going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. What about this? No, I don't like that. What about this? And everything that I changed, I could never get a unanimous, I like that. from everybody. It was, I like it, and these people didn't like it. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to have to make an executive decision. And, you know, me being a Libra, we don't always make executive decisions. We're kind of indecisive about stuff that goes on. And I'm like, I like this, but I want to make sure that it's short but catchy, and, you know, all of these things. And so if they don't like it, you know, I got to make sure that it's appealing to everybody. And so, you know, of course, I'm riding home one day after picking, where did we went, it was probably picking my son up from one of his practices or school or something like that. And I'm riding, and I have his friend in the background, in the back seat, and we're riding, and I always do little crazy stuff, you know, to him. I'm like, he's like, what? I'm like, nothing. I'm just, you know, I like messing with him because, you know, he's 16, and I just, you know, want to engage in these conversations and just kind of be friendly and, you know, all of these things because he's a boy. And, you know, although he's a boy or a growing man, he will always be my baby. And then soon he will be leaving to go to college. So, you know, I kind of have these friendly things so he can feel comfortable with me and talking to me and all of these things. And so he's like, what do you want to say? Nothing. I was just, you know, messing with you. I don't really want to say anything, but do you want me to say something? He was like, no, you were going to say something. I was like, no, but since you want me to say something, I'm going to say something. So I said, I'm going to have this talk show. I'm going on Facebook Live, and I'm going to have a talk show. And the name that I'm going to have was, I forgot what it was at that point. I think it was, Thrive Chronicles, because it started with let's talk, it was something, let's talk about your journey or something like that, and it was going on and on, and I was like, Thrive Chronicles, yes, I like it. He was like, Chronicles is such an old word, like, and he was like, why are you doing on Facebook? Facebook is for old people. Well, you know, I am 40, but, you know, it's okay, I can, you know, branch off to other ones. And so he's like, I don't like Chronicles, but I like it. Like, it's, you know, kind of, he was like, no. I was like, well, what are your suggestions then? 2 seconds flat. He started talk. He said, just thrive. I said, I like it. Just thrive. Yes, I'm going with that. So that's the name. I said, I'm sitting here going back and forth for days with people. I don't know. I got a unanimous, I like it. Just thrive. I said, no wonder he does so good in his business classes. I don't never have to stay on him on his business classes, but let it be English, history, science, or any of those things. And, you know, I have to say something to him. But so the name came from my business associate, Just Thrive. So with that, I am going to end this is not Thriving Thursdays. Woo, I got to get used to saying a new name. I'm going to be wrapping up Just Thrive. So join me on Thursday for Thriving Thursdays, and then on Tuesdays for Just Thrive, as I will bring in a new guest each week, and we will be talking. With that being said, have a good night. I am out of here. Let's go, Eagles. See you next week, guys.